10 Indicators of Good Fortune, Mangala Sutta for the 21st Century, by Luminous Mountain. The Mangala Sutta is a 12-verse Theravada Buddhist discourse given by the Buddha on the topic of fortunes, Mangala, also commonly translated as blessings or auspices. A long time ago, humans were discussing among themselves on what constitutes real fortunes. As there was no resolution, this topic was raised to the higher celestial beings, devas. The celestial beings too cannot resolve this issue after 12 days and decided to bring it up to the Buddha. In most translations, 38 items were listed as what constitutes real blessings. With much reflection, I perceive the Mangala Sutta as representing 10 indicators of good fortune, each with a short exposition. What follows is a devotional adaptation of this sacred text. Introduction, verse 1. Many celestial beings, devas, and humans, having hope for safety and true happiness, have pondered on what constitute real fortunes. Tell us, Lord Buddha, what are the supreme value of good fortunes? Fortune of good company, verse 2. When one has avoided the association with the unwholesome and unwise, and can spend time with the wise, this is indeed good fortune. Good company is maintained when one continues to honor and serve those deserving of honor. Fortune of good location, verse 3. When one has accumulated good merits in the past, one gets to live in a wholesome, life-supporting place. This is indeed good fortune. Good location can be maintained when one is committed to a life of righteousness. Fortune of good talent, verse 4. When one's learning is broad, while skillful and disciplined in one's acquired talent, this is indeed good fortune. Good talent is sustained when one's speech is civil, pleasant, and kind. Fortune of good family, verse 5. When one can support one's parents, cherish one's spouse, and care for one's children, this is indeed good fortune. Good family is sustained when one's occupation is peaceful and unconflicting in one's eyes. Fortune of good livelihood, verse 6. When one can practice generosity along with righteous living and caringly assist one's extended family, this is indeed good fortune. Good livelihood is maintained when one is mindful in executing blameless deeds. Fortune of good character, verse 7. When one can avoid unwholesome acts that hurt others and avoid harmful addictive substances, this is indeed good fortune. Good character is maintained when one is diligent in executing wholesome acts, dharma. Fortune of good values, verse 8. When being respectful, humble, content, and grateful come naturally, this is indeed good fortune. Good values are sustained when one actively seeks out to listen to the highest teachings, dharma. Fortune of good knowledge, verse 9. When one is patient, willing to be corrected, and seek the guidance of the pure and even-minded, this is indeed good fortune. Good knowledge is sustained when one actively seeks out to discuss the highest teachings, dharma. Fortune of good purity, verse 10. When self-restraint and purity in body-mind come naturally, and one comprehends the Four Noble Truths, this is indeed good fortune. Good purity is maintained when one's focus is on freedom from conditioned existence, nibbana. Fortune of good detachment, verse 11. When one is engaged in the realities of conventional world and yet the mind is unperturbed, this is indeed good fortune. Good detachment is maintained when the mind is trained to be secured, fearless and rested. Conclusion, verse 12. Those who fulfill the said conditions of good fortune live a life of victory and protection whenever they are. They have true happiness. This is the supreme achievement of real fortunes. These 10 indicators, when reviewed regularly, will help you understand what real fortunes are and also act as guideposts to the quality of your self-cultivation. Appreciate that all existence are interconnected when cause and effect are not one-sided but bidirectional. Let us illustrate this mutual causality by using verse 4, fortune of good talent. On first impression, one sees that proper speech will contribute to sustaining good talent. While this is true, the converse is also true. Real good talent will also give rise to proper speech. Hence, if one thinks that one is talented, but the speech that frequently emerges from the mouth is coarse and hurtful, then the talent exhibited is actually not real or good enough. Take at least twice a year to read aloud and review the Mangala Sutta. Once on your birthday, which relates to the sun, and the other on the lunar new year, which is on a new moon. Both days are important beginnings, and it is good to evaluate the real fortunes that you have been blessed with and resolve to nurture what's lacking. If you have gained value from this work, always give others the opportunity to reap this value too. Sharing is caring, and caring brings fortune.